Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Locator TV. Today we are joined by Robert Rowe, formerly the CEO of DCL and now the CEO of the newly branded CertLoc Global. Mate, thanks for joining us on such short notice.
My pleasure, Patrick. Yeah.
Well, let's dive right in. Why the rebrand from Certified Locator to CertLoc Global?
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, Patrick. And we decided that, the board decided it's a strategic planning session, and we have those annually in February. And we investigated what was happening because a lot of people were confusing us with BIDA, Before You Dig Australia. And we originally came out of the old Dial Before You Dig, but we were a completely separate company. And in the transformation process, and I was the Queensland representative on that transformation committee that pulled all the Dial Before You Digs into a national entity. We separated out from that. And so we decided that everyone was calling themselves a BIDA certified locator, a Dial Before You Dig certified locator, a DBYD certified locator, and even some in Australia were calling themselves a Before You Dig certified locator, which is the New Zealand operation. So it just became clear to the board that we had to change our brand. And so that was the impetus for that. And so by the April, the board made the decision, and then we worked with a brand strategy advisor locally in Brisbane, where we're based, and we just decided to move forward under CertLoc. And the CertLoc came about because certified locator, it just made sense to, and we got away from the old colours, the BIDA colours as well, which were red and black, and we did navy blue and gold. So
Yeah.
So that was the impetus for us to make the change. Yeah.
Okay. What changes, if there are any, are expected in, say, terms of cost or process for CertLoc companies and their employees?
Look, there will be no change to certified locating organisations. So DCL has transferred its interest in conjunction with Telstra into CertLoc. And so there's no need for anyone to make changes other than we'll supply them a partnership kit, and I think that's gone out this week. And so we'll have a rebranding situation, flyers that they can use, all of that. But there will be no cost changes at all.
Okay. What about process? Is it going to pretty much be the same process as
it will be the same process entirely, Patrick. So it's all on us, and it's not on the certified locators or the CLOs to make changes. If they want to align with our brand, and we'll supply stickers and all that, but over time, we just think that they would change their CertLoc credentials for the old DCL credentials. Yes.
Sure.
And we'll issue new cards and new certificates, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the certificates came yesterday or the day before, so that's good. Yeah. In the recent video launch, there was the main slogan I noticed was "Don't settle for skilled, get CertLoc certified." So, what are the benefits for, say, a locator maintaining their certification?
Well, first of all, you've got to Telstra, Optus, and a number of other utilities are requiring that you have to be a certified locator. Bidas has adopted the skilled locator, but how is that measured?
Yeah.
So it's an industry peer review, the certification process, and that's the great benefit, that you're judged by industry standards, industry certifiers, and you maintain that certification for the whole of your life, well, your working life at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll be meeting with asset owners to sort of discuss mandating the use of certified locators instead of relying, say, solely on skilled locators.
Yeah. Look, I think last count there were 40 or 50 utilities that mention certified locators. Now they either mention DBYD certified locators, DCL certified locators, or BIDA certified locators. And so we'll be meeting with them, and we have met with them as DCL, but we'll strongly push the certification process. And as I said, like about 40 or 50 utilities have mentioned it in their documentation, but there are others that are gradually coming on board as well. So we're in constant contact with them. And Bob, between now and Christmas, I'll be getting in front of all of those utilities to spread the message about certification, CertLoc certification.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed one of the focus areas for the sort of launch that was released the other day was training. There was I can't remember off the top of my head what the four were, but training was one of them. What will that look like for everybody
Yeah,
in
so
the industry?
this support, training, assess and certify.
That's right.
And so we've been working with a number of utilities, getting their putting together training packages for their corporations or their workforce or their contractors. So particularly in the gas industry in Victoria and South Australia. And we've honed this down to now to about 8 modules, probably 300 slides of teaching, workbooks, etc. And so we're not focused on so much the individual, but we're focused on working with the utilities and their contractors to get them up to speed. And we've got different programs that we see. NOLCA do the identify subsurface utilities, the 202E course. That's a 2-day course. I think Jeff Moore from Locating Unlimited does it, and they're probably the ones that do it well, but that's not going to make a locator. There's, no. And so we've developed these packages, and I've been working with Jeff and NOLCA on a Cert 3 in locating, and so we're trying to get that up. And I just got a call from the CEO of Build Skills today, and he said it'll probably be up in 12 months. So they're onto it. We're preparing ourselves for that long term.
Yeah. And you mentioned Jeff Moore and NOLCA before. So do you think CertLoc will aim to maintain a strong relationship with NOLCA, say BIDA and other sort of utility training organisations for many years to come?
We have a collaboration agreement formally with BIDA, and NOLCA we have a very, very strong relationship with them. Two of their board members sit on our board, so there's a strong governance tie-in with them, and we see Nolka as very, very important to us. In fact, Nolka led the way in the certification came about because it was Nolka's idea. And so we developed very strong relationships with Nolka. And like Ian Lambert, when he was chair or president of Nolka, he came to the Dial Before You Digs, and only Dial Before You Dig in Queensland responded to him in any meaningful way. And so Dial Before You Dig Queensland, and I was on the board, and Paul Newman was the general manager, and two or three others, Kevin Allen, Neil Witherley, Aaron Smith from Energex, they got on behind it, and we developed a committee in 2013, and we launched in 2015 the first certified locator pilot. So that's how it's originated. So Ian was the prime mover in this, and we got behind him in Dial Before You Dig Queensland. And then subsequently, we formed DCL in 2017, and that's why it's gone national. Yeah. And now international, because we've licensed it into New Zealand, and then just recently Canada and the US. Yeah.
You mentioned Paul Newman just a minute ago, and Paul Newman was obviously the state manager for Dial Before You Dig in Queensland,
Yeah.
and probably without him, we probably wouldn't be where we are today. He sort of got Dial Before You Dig certified locator off the ground.
He did.
Yeah, so I mean, with people like that and Ian and everybody else that's been involved, I mean, they've done a really good job and yourself and a few others have done a really good job to get to where we are today, haven't they?
Oh, look, as I say, Ian was championing it all around the Dial Before You Dig states before it went to national. And Paul Newman was, in fact, Paul and I travelled to the US, Canada, and the UK to look at certification systems, and there was nothing. And that's how we came back, and we just recommended to the board that we go for it. And Dial Before You Dig Queensland put a lot of money into this, and it's paid off in spades, I think, for the industry, the locating industry.
Yeah. Do you see potential for, say, CertLoc Global to expand beyond Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the US, so possibly into, say, South Africa, the UK, Asia, or some European countries?
Well, definitely the UK, and we've had a lot of interest for South Africa,
Yep.
and there's been some interest shown by Singapore, and I think, look, to be honest, we're a small team, and so I've built those global license agreements on the back of the contacts I've made through my travels in the US and Canada and New Zealand. And Dwayne Rogers from Pelican Corp was the first to get on board with it, and he wanted it for New Zealand. And so that's been in place about 5 or 6 years now. but and just recently Canada and the US. But we will definitely expand to anyone that's reputable. We'll license that into South Africa, the UK, Europe, Asia, wherever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Recently, I think it was reported there was about 500 utility locating companies and just over 1,000 certified locators. Do you think we need more within Australia?
Oh,
Or
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Look, I think, I think, like Bida get about, I believe they get about 10,000 referrals a day. Now, discount that some of those will be repeat services and some of them are design services. I think there's a need for 5,000 or 6,000 locates a day,
mm,
any business day. Now, I talked to Nolka and they said a locator would average 2 or 3. So at least we've got to double those numbers.
yeah,
Yeah. But
mm,
like COVID caused a big halt. We were on a steady trajectory up. COVID came along and put the brakes on. But since COVID, we've been rocketing on the same trajectory. Yeah.
yeah. And the assessors that were at that certified locators, are they going to be the same sort of same guys, same process rolling over into CertLoc?
Uh, well, the same team have
Same
signed
team.
up to a CertLoc,
Sure.
but we are looking for assessors all the time, and we've put 2 new ones on recently, both females locators and trainers and assessors, and they are going gangbusters.
Yeah.
They get very, very good reviews for their training and assessment. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, well, while we've got you, is there anything else worth mentioning about
Well,
CertLoc or that you wanted to
I
get out there?
think one thing, Patrick, that we will need to do is grow the certification base. So we're considering a GPR module or a GPR certification. We're considering a vacuum excavation certification, and so and anyone who's got an idea, and these come up at the board meeting from time to time, we'll work with anybody that wants to be certified or considers a new certification. So we'll continue to expand.
So do you think that'll be all incorporated into this new Cert 3 that they're trying to get over the line?
Uh, uh, the Cert 3 is a qualification, um, and with it comes potential government funding around trainees and apprentices, etc. We see the certification as an industry peer review that aligns with what utilities want. So, um, to distinguish it, like I'm a registered builder, but I'm also a qualified carpenter. So I'm not a locator. I'll put my hand up on that one. But so your trade qualification is one thing, but your license to a register as a registered builder to interact with the public is another thing entirely. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the distinction we make with the qualification and the certification. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. All right, well, I think that sort of covered it all. I think it's got a few questions out there and a few questions that people had, and yeah, so well, yeah, thanks. I know you've probably got a busy schedule at the moment with the whole rebranding and whatnot. So
Yeah.
thanks for joining us on, especially on such short notice.
Oh, thank you very much, Patrick. And I like the whole concept of what you're doing. So,
Yeah, thank you.
cheers to you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh well, thanks, mate. We might get you on another one in a few maybe in 12 months' time and see how it's all going.
Yeah.
So
So I think I'll be rebranding fully till Christmas. Like it's been a great launch, um, uh, but there's a lot of work to be done now till Christmas. So maybe about March,
yeah,
I could come on and just
yeah,
say how it's all gone. You know.
yeah. That'd be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thanks, Robert.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
My pleasure.